Welcome back everyone. So in today's video we will be going through some NiFi stuff, and as you can see in this diagram, what I will be showing you in this video is how to use NiFi to move files from one location to another one. Alright, so it's a basic flow in NiFi, but if you are a beginner, just knowing how to do this actually sets you up for the right direction and gives you motivation to continue learning and picking up on your NiFi stuff. Alright, so we will be doing more as we continue with this NiFi series, but I just want us to get started and make sure that our NiFi flow is working. So again, we will just be doing some basic file movement stuff using NiFi tool. Alright, and if you're wondering how to get NiFi working, I made a video previously where I went through a quick video on how to install NiFi on your local environment. It's a very easy process, should not be very complex, and it's not paid. NiFi is a free tool, so you should be able to get started and ramp up quickly, right? Okay, so let's now move over to NiFi. Alright, so this is my NiFi canvas right here, the dashboard, and I'm logged in using my local host right here, right? So you can install NiFi in a dedicated server. If you have a Fear machine, you can install it there, but for my case, I just installed it locally on my machine, and it's running on port 8443, right? So this is the canvas here. You can see I already have some flows here that I previously created, and in this video we will create another one kind of similar to this, and I will be showing you how to move files from one location to the other. In the other videos, maybe we can get back to some of these other ones, like using Kafka API stuff and maybe reading from database and doing stuff like that. So those are things to expect coming up, but in this case we will just be doing moving files from one location to the other. Okay, so let me quickly show you where our files will be located. So in my local workspace, I've created a folder called NiFi, and we will put data. Let's assume we are receiving data from wherever we are getting data from, right? Let's say there's a team sending us data, or we are ingesting data from a particular place, and we want this data, we want to process this data and probably move, convert it and send it to another team. So we will treat this as our staging or a landing part, and then let's say maybe after we process, we can put it here. Actually, let me just rename this. Instead of archive, you can also archive, but maybe let's say this one is the output, right? So this is output or outgoing, because this is incoming. Let's probably just say this is outgoing, right? So let's say once we transform our data, we want to move them over to this folder, and then now they can use this folder to pick these files. Whoever needs them, they can pick them from this location and go ahead and consume. Okay, so that is those are the locations. So how do we do it on this Kafka side? All right, sorry, on this NiFi side. So this is a canvas. If you click, I think if you click down here where it says NiFi flow, it will bring you to your main NiFi flow location here, and this is a canvas here where you can now start creating your flows, right? So let's go ahead and do that one for the file movement ones. So what I will do is let's create a process flow, right? So we have a process group here, and process group really is a kind of like a container where you can group things that are related together, right? So let's say for our file movement stuff, we can create a process group, and inside a process group you can create another process group. So it's just makes your structure easy, so you don't clutter the main home page here, right? So for this one, let's say file movement demo, right? File movement demo is the name of our group here, and I'm just going to click add on this, and as you can see, this one gets added into the canvas here. And now let me just drag this one up here, and now in order to start using this, just click anywhere here. If you click into that, it will bring you inside that process group, and you can see down here that you are now actually inside your process group. Okay, so we can now start building our transformations and processes inside or flows inside this process group, right? So our goal is to move files from one folder to the other, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So what we want to do is to bring a processor. Okay, and in NiFi we use processors to do this transformation, right? So these are the built-in kind of like functions that have already been built into NiFi that you can use to do various things, right? So we have a lot of processors. You can see, we have, if you want to say, let's say you want to consume from Twitter, then you can use this processor. If you want to copy a string object, you can use that. So all of these are kind of like already pre-built methods or functions, we call them processors here, that you can use to do various things, right? So in this case, we know that we are going to be moving files, and there's a documentation page, so you can go to the documentation page for NiFi and then just get the processor that you want to use, but the one that we want to use here is we want to stay GetFile here. So there's a processor called GetFile, and this basically fetches files, and you can move it to the next stage, right? So I'm just going to click this. All right, so this processor here, you can see there are some warnings and all of that. So to configure this, we want to just double click this. You can double click it, and it brings you now to this side here where you can start configuring, right? So you can start configurations. So you can see the name here, GetFile here. We can probably leave it like that. You can put scheduling here, how this is like the default is it's going to be running every second when the process is running. You can increase this to say let's say every 1 minute or 30 seconds. So let's probably do 30 seconds on this, or you can put a cron expression. It depends really on how frequent you want to run this process. But NiFi is kind of like a real-time tool, so if you put here 0, then every time your data arrives, then those get processed almost immediately, as long as your process is running, right? Okay, and then we go to this properties section here. You can see now this is where we can start putting things here. So you'll see here it's asking you for the input directory, and basically this is the this is now where our file is located, which directory is our file located. And in our case, I did mention that will be inside this NiFi location here. We have this folder here, so I don't know if I can copy this copy path. I don't know if that one is here, but let's go ahead and open in terminal, because open new terminal at folder. Yeah, okay, yeah, so I can do that like this, so I can just copy the path directly from here. So if I do pwd here, right, let me just increase that, pwd, so print working directory, this is the one. So just copy that. We'll go ahead and copy this. In Windows, I think pwc still works, but you will probably see C colon like C drive or D drive, where it basically you just want to copy the path where your file is located. So I will copy that for me, and I will bring it over here to NiFi, and we'll just paste it right here like so. Okay, so our files will be inside this incoming folder, and we'll click OK here. And here filter, the filter here basically is going to be getting everything, but if there are specific files that you want to only receive, then you can put here the filter here. So if you click this, I think this one, don't know if, yeah, if you hover over this, it's going to tell you only files whose names match the given regular expression will be picked. The default one is this one, and basically that will get everything within that folder. So we'll leave this one as it is, but if let's say you want to pick only JSON files or CSV files, you can put the expression here which matches those files, right? Okay, so we'll leave it as it is, and then you go down here. This one here, keep source file. This one currently says false. That means that what this means basically is once the file is processed, it gets deleted. You can also change this and make it to true to keep source file, and this one will keep the file, it won't be deleted. So let's go ahead and do the false one, because let's just assume that we want to clean up that directory once we process it, right? So we can do that, and then you can do this recast subdirectories. So basically you can read subdirectories and up to when you get the file. That is true. Okay, and I think that's pretty much on this. We are not going to add anything here, so I'm going to click here, apply. Okay, so we have set up now that one, and then here it's complaining that the relationship success is invalid because if you go to relationship here, we want to either terminate this, or we want to move it to the next step, right? And you can also add comments and all of that. So in this case, we want to move this to another folder, so we need to get another processor now for that, and we will use PutFile to move this file. Okay, so PutFile is going to copy this file from our location, our source directory, and copy and move it to another directory. So let's go ahead and pick this. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on this. So on this one, the settings, maybe PutFile, we'll just leave it like that. You can do the schedule on this, but I think mostly what happens is this one will take care of the scheduling. Or if you have another processor up here, you can have the first processor in this flow actually do the scheduling, because that's where the data will enter the first time. So you want to control the first processor, and then the rest of the other ones will just basically just pick up and run. So on this one, we are not going to do anything on the scheduling. We'll leave everything as it is. The only thing we'll do is on this directory. So we want to enter the directory for where now our data will be getting moved to. Okay, so for that, I'll just do it in the terminal here. So we will go one step up here, and then inside NiFi we have outgoing, right? So I'm just going to go to outgoing, and then we will just copy this outgoing one. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, and we will put it right here like so. Okay, and therefore when our files are processed, they are going to be moved into this directory here, right? Just click OK, and then what happens? So conflict resolution strategy. So in this case, right here, so indicates what should happen when a file with the same name already exists. So what should we do? Maybe let's go ahead, and you can fail it. Maybe that's the best thing to do, just fail it. But let's go ahead and do replace on this. So in case we run multiple times, then it's just continuously going to override it. And it's if you here create missing directories. So in case you want to put something here like archive, for example, this archive one does not exist in our directory currently, so it's going to create it for you. So you can do something like that. Okay. Okay, and then I think that's it. We don't have anything else. Relationship, we will do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and click OK. And now what we want to do is, because we have set up our PutFile now, the next thing we want to do is basically connect these two. And we want to connect this. It takes by default, this is the only thing, success. Okay, so when this one succeeds, then it is going to move these files over to this next processor. And as you can see now, the warning has disappeared. That means that this one is looking good. And now we have to also do the same thing here in the PutFile. So here the relationship success is invalid, and also the relationship failure is invalid. Okay, so what happens, we want to close the relationship also on this. So for this, maybe let's bring additional processor here, and maybe log this. So we can bring log attribute for this one here. So log attribute, we can put it right here like so, and bring the connection here, and we can say we can do port for success. Okay, we can put for success here, and then we can also bring one for failure as well. Okay, and therefore when there is a failure, then it's going to route that into this log attribute. Okay, and you can see now this one is green, so that means that it is now like the warning has disappeared because we have configured the relationships there. And then for this one, the relationship that we have for this one here, if you go to configure, we have terminate. So we have success. What happens for success? Then let's go ahead, and if it's successful, let's just terminate this. We'll just terminate this for now. Okay, so that is looking good, right? Very nice. Okay, so everything is looking green now. So how do we run this, right? How do we run this? So what we want to do is go ahead, so you can click each one of these. So if you right click this and just go ahead and start, it's going to start processing, right? You can also click anywhere and then just run everything on the main process group here. If you click this one, it's going to run everything. But let's go step by step. So we have started running the first one here, but we don't see any data here. And the reason for this is because we do not have files in our source directory. So let's go ahead and put some files there. So if we go back now into our incoming file here, there's nothing in there. So I'm going to bring some data there. So let's copy one. I'm just going to copy this and I will put it right here, right? Okay, we'll put it right here. And okay, so let's go now here and see if that file has been detected. So you can refresh this. Okay, so let's keep refreshing this. Don't know if there's anything in the queue. Let's check list queue. Okay, so the queue, yeah, so there's something in the queue. You can see that file was picked and it is actually there, and you can start viewing this content. So this is how the file looks like. Maybe CSV. Yes, in CSV format. It looks like this. I think you can also change to JSON, but JSON, this is a CSV file, so that's why this format is more prettier, right? Okay, so that means that our file was picked. Okay, go here. Yeah, there it is. So finally it's able to detect it, right? Yeah. So that took a few seconds because we put a delay of 1 minute. We put a delay of 1 minute right here. Oh, actually 30 seconds. Yeah, so it will take up to 30 seconds to do this. So maybe let's bring this, because we are doing this. I don't know if we can. Yeah, we cannot edit it when it's running. You have to like stop it before you edit it. But in any event, that took 30 seconds and it's able to write that file now. And so let's go ahead and now trigger the second one here to move this file. So you do that and then refresh this, and you can see this one is successful now. And once that is done, actually it's deleted from the first queue. So you can see now this one is successful, and you can also go to the queue here and you can see that the name of the file is here, and also if you view the details for this, the file name, the file size, you can also view the data for this as well, right? So this one is looking good. And now what we expect to have happened is that that file now should have been moved from our source incoming folder, and that has been moved into the outgoing folder. So let's go and check that if that's the case. So you can see inside our incoming folder here, that file has been picked and it's no longer available here. So if we go to outgoing, we should see it, and there it is. Okay, so this file has been moved now in the outgoing and it is running properly, right? Very nice. Now our file, our process is running. We haven't stopped it, right? We have not stopped it. So this one, we have not stopped this process. It is still running. And every 30 seconds it's going to keep scanning that location, right? And if it doesn't find anything, then nothing happens. So let's go ahead and now add some more files. So let's go ahead and add some more files, and then we'll see what happens. So let's assume this is automated process. I'm just going to copy everything right here. It includes the sales one as well, because yeah, this is where I got it from. But when we copy this, when we copy this and put it in our incoming folder, sales there is already here, but we said that you can go ahead and override it, so this is going to be replaced, so there won't be any failure. So let's go ahead and paste this. So you paste this, and if you keep refreshing here, this will disappear. But let's go ahead and see what's happening on the other side, right? So let's go ahead and see what's happening here. So if you keep refreshing this, we should be able to start seeing some more data in in a little bit. Once that, there we go. So that seconds, now we are able to see 11 more files here. Okay, and this will, yeah, those are already, actually that happened very fast. So those ones were detected, they have been moved over and successfully processed. So you can't see anything in the first queue because it's already been processed by this processor here. And now in our last one, let's see if we can see those files. Okay, so there we go. All right, so you can see we have we processed these files now in our queue. This is what we have in our in our queue, right? So this we processed successfully this, and these were successfully sent over to right, those were sent over to our outgoing folder. Okay, you can start, so you can see more information on this, like what happened and all of that. So this configuration is good. You can come here, maybe you can go here to the queue. So if you want to see the actual files, you can come into this queue and start poking around, right? And you will see some more details on this. Okay, very nice. So let's go back now to our incoming. You can see this one, the files have been moved, and now if we check our outgoing, we have all of those files available here. Right, so we didn't have to do this ourselves. The tool did it automatically for us, and we just configured it, and we ran it, and it was able to move all of these files. So now if there are some other more files that you want to bring, once you drop them into the into this directory, the landing location, NiFi will detect them, and then it's just going to process and send them. So we didn't do any transformations on this. We just we're moving out. But a NiFi flow, you will probably be doing some more complex stuff, like maybe I don't know, cleaning up that data and making sure that it is in a clean format. So you can do quite a bit of that, and we will be doing a lot of that in the coming videos. So yeah, definitely do stay tuned in. I just wanted to show you in this video a very quick setup here, but moving forward we will be doing more into, we'll be delving into some complex stuff. And I did show you here, like we have, for example, here this one, reading from Kafka. You can see this one now, like you start seeing this one is building up. All right, so reading from Kafka, you can also write to Kafka and all of that. So depending on what you're doing, I think NiFi can do quite a bit of stuff. You can get from API and do some more stuff. So we will be doing some of this in the next videos. Again, definitely do stay tuned up. But I think this is what we had. I had in this video, just a very basic kind of hello world process flow, right? And it's working properly. Now, if you are all good with this process, all we want to do is just go ahead and stop this. So I'm just going to you can stop each one at each, like you can click the processor and right click and stop, or you can just click anywhere and stop everything within your process group, right? So if you do it like that, stop it, yeah, that will stop everything in here, and now there won't be anything that is running. And next time, if you want to come back and start this, you can run everything, or just go one by one and run them. Okay, very nice. Okay, I think that is it for this video. Again, we have gone through how to code this. We set up our GetFile, PutFile, very basic process, and then we could see after we ran that it's able to pick the files and actually move them out. All right, so that is it for this video, guys. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please give it thumbs up, and also do subscribe to the video or to the channel if you have not, so that you can stay updated when I release videos like this. All right, guys, I will see you then in the next video. Bye bye.